had it the 2 times already.
Well, maybe that's why. Maybe it's just, it's a little bit different now.
Maybe. Well, also, like, my boss's daughter is sick, and he is also now sick. And we have this exact same symptoms.
That's fire.
Maybe that's...
All right. Well, welcome. We're here. Peter is stuffy, so he's gonna be normal Peter. He's not gonna contribute that much. He's just gonna kind of be there. Isn't that right?
Hey guys, Stuffy P here.
Yeah, he's sick. He doesn't want to admit it to himself.
No, I'm sick.
No. But you didn't let me finish.
No.
We know what he has. He doesn't want to admit it.
I don't know what I have.
The jury's still out, I suppose, huh?
The spring seasonal cold.
Seasonal affective disorder. You've got the actual sad sickness.
I got the seasonal depression, sick cough. All I have is a cough.
I haven't heard you cough once. You're lying.
Yeah, see? I'm not even sick.
He's not even sick, so he's gonna be ripping and roaring. All right, to kick
this episode is brought to you by our sponsors, Slate Chocolate Milk.
Peter thinks that if we continue to do that, they'll actually sponsor us. But why would they sponsor us and actually pay us money if we're just giving sponsorships without getting paid?
Slate Chocolate Milk, if you're listening, we will no longer do that unless we get paid.
I hope they listen and reach out, and they're like, we'll give you $13.
We'd take it.
We would take it. We'd take $13. Do they have any other flavors, or is that just your favorite?
Product placement.
That's a terrible product placement. Everyone can hear it in the microphone.
They have a milk chocolate.
I don't care. Quite frankly, I don't care. I don't know why I asked the question. That's on me. That's my fault. I don't really...
They also have an espresso flavor, but...
But you don't want that one. You don't need the extra kick.
I don't drink that one. No.
So what's your bold take of the day, Peter?
Oh, fuck. My bold take of the day?
Peter came up with this format where we have a bold take of the day, right? And then we talk about stuff.
I came up with basically everything on the show.
Well, that's probably one of the most false statements that you'll hear ever.
Fact check it. Bold take of the day.
He's pondering his mind currently for his bold take of the day, which is why I can't ponder mine, because I have to fill the silence.
I've been going on walks.
Uh-huh.
And walks are fantastic.
Walks are super underrated.
Highly underrated. Big walk guy.
Yeah, big walk guy, especially if you got a dog. You
don't have a dog.
Yeah, but when you get one, you take that little thing out for a walk. That's super enjoyable. Yeah, it gives you time to free your brain. Walks are underrated. That was probably one of the worst bold takes of the day that we've had.
I haven't heard you have one in like 3 freaking weeks.
That's not true.
You haven't had one maybe in a month.
That's not true. I'd have to check, and someone would have to fact check that, but I'm pretty sure that's not true. I think I've had one.
I don't know. Devin has not had a bold take of the day. He just says, like, I don't have a bold take of the day, but, like, here's my, like, story, and it's pretty bold, so I guess that could be a bold take of the day.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Yeah, no, I can't.
I can't dispute that.
I can't dispute that. Okay, I'm done. What's your bold take of the day?
My bold take of the day is that we're currently watching the political elite grasp at straws in terms of their attachment to what we are so-called free speech. And, if you were listening well to what I just said, you realize that I messed up royally in what I was trying to say. You know,
I'm not really sure what you said.
My words didn't really produce very well. But what I was trying to say,
got lost.
What I was trying to say is our political elite are now showing their hand, right? They're now showing us that they had such a grasp on what is censored that they now have to create new
narratives.
I forgot what did they call it? It's
stories. Direction.
Are you just saying it? A governance board. They had to create a new governance board.
Oh, the truth of lie or the
truth of lies. Yes.
The lies people.
Yeah. So what?
The Department of Truth.
No, it's called the Disinformation Governance Board. Governance Board.
Oh.
But it's essentially the Ministry of Truth the
Ministry of Magic.
You make being alive so difficult.
If you want more on that subject, go back to our last podcast and listen. All right, Devin, continue.
On what subject? Being alive? Oh, right. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I forgot about that. We had quite a few people reach out to us in terms of last week's episode, but we can talk about that later. Okay. Yeah. No, that's my bold take of the day. My bold take of the day is that if you're paying attention, you're watching the political elite, especially the Democrats, really trying to cling on to any sort of control that they have over censorship. And it's going to be interesting to watch it play out.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, no, that's interesting.
Awesome.
You don't have anything to say to that? What are your thoughts on free speech, Peter? I'm really interested.
It's kind of like
it's kind of like eating a jelly-filled donut.
Well, you don't even let me finish my thoughts. So what's the point? Have you ever seen The Truman Show?
Yeah.
So it's honestly kind of like we've been living in a Truman Show, and now we're just now figuring out that we are now in a show and are getting out. In terms of I thought we had free speech the whole time.
Well, it depends on and where you think you have free speech, right?
I thought we had free speech the whole time, and I thought we were being told the truth all the time as well.
Yeah. And
so now it's like, oh, wow. Can't really trust Jack Diddley.
Yeah. And I think when you see someone that is...
I just coughed for the record.
Someone that is part of, the elite class, like Elon Musk.
Myself.
Yeah, exactly. And they're talking about how... Because you don't see that from elites. You don't see elites talking about free speech. Right? Because they understand, the tech elites specifically, they understand what that means, right?
Right.
They understand that there's a lot of censorship going on. They understand that the way you censor thought is to censor speech and words. But when you have someone like Elon come along and say, we have a real problem with free speech in this country, when everyone thought that free speech was, moderately there, then I think that you realize that there's a real problem.
I want to take that comment in a different direction. Whoever has the time should go back into our podcast and see how many times throughout these 14 episodes Devin has brought up Elon Musk. My bet is at least 14 out of 14. Anyway,
I'm on board. I think I agree with you there.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you.
We should what about the Met Gala? That thing should just get shut down.
The Met Gala. Speaking of Elon.
Yeah.
Did you see him at the Met Gala?
Yeah, he looked like a stud.
Yeah, we've got the wealthiest fucking guy on earth doing these silly ass poses at the Met Gala. He's not even trying.
Yeah, it's great.
Which is unbelievable. It's so unfiltered. There's not like, he's not someone that has to have a perfect image. He's doing
like everyone else at the Met Gala.
Yeah.
Except Ryan Reynolds. He's the man.
I didn't see anything from the Met Gala other than the pictures of Elon and then
I just don't even know what the Met Gala is.
Yeah, what is it, the Met Gala?
I have no clue.
We need a Met Gala expert. Is there a Met Gala expert?
I got this.
All I saw on Twitter, all I saw was people saying, there should really be a restriction on what you're allowed to wear to the Met Gala, and if you're not on theme, you shouldn't be allowed in. And then I looked at all the pictures, and I'm like, they're just in suits and dresses. There's a theme?
Annual fundraising gala held for the benefit of the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute in New York City.
Oh, a costume institute.
It's the world's most prestigious celebrity event. Shocked I wasn't invited this year.
That's so it's a fundraiser essentially.
Yeah, so they just go out and spend all their money.
That's baller. We just had one of those at Vernon's at a much smaller scale, I wonder how something like the Met Gala becomes the Met Gala. Like how does something become the most prestigious in what it does?
I'm sure Frank Sinatra was there at one point.
Is it just about bringing in the right people?
Yeah. About inviting the right people.
Well, you can invite the right people, but if they don't come...
It's about inviting and making the right people come.
Yeah. Did you... Is there something to watch at the Met Gala, or is it just pictures?
I think it's just pictures, and then they go into a big ballroom, and... I remember, the big thing last year was that all these people were like, oh, COVID, COVID, COVID. And then the Met Gala happened, and they're like, oh, COVID's not real for one night. And then...
Oh, is that when they had all of the people working in the background with their masks on?
With masks on, yeah.
That's... Yeah. I don't... It seems interesting.
Very.
Not really. Whatsoever.
I think the theme was old New York last night.
Old New York.
Kim Kardashian was wearing Marilyn Monroe's dress. Blake Lively looked like the Statue of Liberty. pretty cool stuff.
Anything interesting happen in sports this week, Peter?
Absolutely not.
Did you do any research?
Absolutely. Let's talk about Roe v. Wade. That's what I want to bring to the table.
Okay.
That's my topic for today. Let's do two white guys talking about Roe v. Wade.
Two white men talking about Roe v. Wade. Well,
what's new?
That's
what's
not
new
much
America,
different,
right?
Not much different from any time in ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to? Why don't you preface it? Give us a little preface for those who don't know what Roe v. Wade is.
It's a Supreme Court case, and it allows the federal legalization of abortion.
Yes.
And apparently, it was leaked that the Supreme Court is now overturning that ruling. I don't know when. I don't know anything beyond that.
Right.
But
and it's the first time in history that anything from the Supreme Court has ever been leaked.
Right.
Which is super interesting. Because I'm sure this isn't the first controversial case that's been at the Supreme Court, right?
Probably not, no.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the most controversial ones, but...
Yeah, but not the only controversial one.
Right. The amount of... Yeah. Social media backlash of this is ridiculous.
I don't personally know where you stand on this, Peter.
Well, because I play my cards tight to the chest. You really want me to tell you where I stand on this?
Well, considering you wanted to bring it up, I would like to hear a little bit of what your thoughts are.
Are you going to tell me your stance then?
Absolutely. I'm an open book.
All right. You ready? I'm an open book too. All right. My stance on abortion. Here we go.
Uh-oh. Get ready, women. A white man's going to talk.
Stand back. Stand back. I do not think. I think abortions should. I think there should be a safe place to have abortions, because I do believe in abortions if you were raped or molested or, anything sexually violated like that in order to not consent to sex. However, I completely disagree with abortions as a form of birth control. And I think if you're making the adult decision to have sex, then you are making the decision that you accept your consequences that you may get pregnant.
That's fair.
And therefore, I think that it's not just a legalization issue or legalization issue. I think there should be a legalization in terms of if there is that circumstance of sexual molestation, rape, stuff like that. But I do kind of agree with the illegal part of if it is just a natural consequence of you getting pregnant.
Well, so as far as
it shouldn't be birth control.
I agree. I agree it shouldn't be birth control.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that there are, I'm sure that there are people who are like singers or rappers, that are not taking proper precautions. And then...
Or just regular people.
Yeah, I mean, probably regular people too, but I'm talking about the people who are, sleeping with a lot of people regularly. You know what I mean?
Regular people. Frat guys.
Sure. And then they're not... Obviously, they're not interested in the child in most cases.
Right.
And so there's probably many abortions involved in those areas of the country, right?
Right.
And I don't think that, like you said, I don't think people are taking responsibility for what their choices are. And I do agree with you as well, obviously, on there needs to be a safe place to get abortions for specific situations.
Yeah. And maybe this might be a healthcare issue in terms of that's the avenue that needs to be.
Right. But I also think
I
also think that there's an interesting, because as far as I know, this is just at the federal level. Right?
Right.
And so
states can make their own laws.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I can see a not too distant future where the states become more like countries. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Continually.
You'll travel to a different country to get an abortion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we end up like Europe, because pretty much Europe is like the size of all of those countries are the size of our states.
Right.
And we just have very different laws based on where you are. And I think it's somewhat human nature, because you just align with people that you align with, and then you don't want to be around the people that you don't align with. So you'll start making changes in where you're located based on your beliefs. So we'll have situations where Texas is like, definitely not having any abortions here.
Right.
And then you'll just like have to cross the border into New Mexico where you can get an abortion.
Right.
But I think it's continually going that route in terms of many things, not just like the abortion, but it's just continuing to divide the people into different areas and different belief systems.
We're going to have a civil war again.
I don't think anyone gives a fuck about having a civil war.
No, I don't know. Like, all the complaints I see about social media.
Who the fuck? I mean, who's going to win the civil war? Let's be fucking honest about that.
Whatever team I'm on.
That's not true whatsoever. Because you don't have the guns, Peter. if you get into a civil war, and I don't know like where the fucking military would lie on this, but you don't want to go up against the Republicans in most cases. Like
I'm hopping on their side.
If it was Republican versus Democrat,
it's gonna be guns against
blue hair,
keyboards, blue
hair and keyboards. That's what it's gonna be, and that would be a bloodbath.
It'd be a massacre.
Yeah, no one has any interest except for maybe the right in terms of going to actual war, right? Because the people on the far left just want censorship. The people on the far right...
I don't even know what the people on the far left want anymore, dude.
The people on the far left just want everything to crumble, quite frankly.
I honestly don't know what they want anymore.
Well, they want socialism. We've talked about this.
Yeah, well, that's stupid.
Yeah. They want to get paid a lot of money to make coffee. Right?
Oh, that guy. There was a vote. I forgot on an update on that story. I don't know who won. Let me check. But there was a vote on unionization. An official vote.
I mean, that is what people...
Oh, the vote got postponed.
Of course it did.
Yeah. It's mail-in ballots.
But the people on the far left, they want socialism. They want to see it all... They don't want people to do better than them.
Right. And if they do, then they want their earnings.
Yeah. Like if Elon Musk is making the changes to the world, he also has to change his life by giving you all of his money.
Yeah.
Right? It's not, there's no prospering. Everyone stays at the same level. And then you use that with censorship, and then continually the line gets closer and closer until you're getting called out on your shit. And now you're like, well, fuck, what did I do?
Right.
And then you can't say shit, and then you're living in China.
Did you see, there was a tweet today about Roe v. Wade. I think you liked it, so you must have seen it. You must have saw it. Seen it? Must have saw it. It's from a comedian. And it was like the left played all their cards on abortion.
Yeah, in terms of my body, my rights, or my body, my choice, whatever.
Yeah, with the vax mandate.
Yeah, I think it's a funny line, right?
It's hilarious.
It's a funny
line.
Not
applicable or comparable.
Not comparable whatsoever. Because that's a child.
But it is an hilarious take.
Yeah, and then also...
What was the second part
of it? It was about women, right? Because now everyone...
Oh, yeah, because what is a woman?
Everyone wants to say the word woman now. And they know exactly what we're talking about now. Because you know what a woman is when you're talking about abortion.
Right.
Because trans women can't have abortions because they can't have children.
Right.
So everyone... I brought up a tweet that this guy tweeted, chest feeders, birthing persons, and front holes are all terms Democrats introduced to use instead of women. Chest feeders, birthing persons, and front holes. Imagine... oh, God. Imagine going up to somebody and being like, hey, are you a front holes? Do you have a front hole?
Oh, no.
Look at all these front holes. That is way more disrespectful than, like, you know how the British say birds? Like, look at all these birds.
No.
Like.
Oh, like birds as in women? Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Like, I've heard that, and I'm like, that's kind of interesting, calling women birds. Front holes is so much worse, dude.
Takes the cake.
Oh my God, front holes, chest feeders, and birthing persons.
That can't be real.
It's real.
That's got to be a joke.
What are you talking about?
It has to be a joke?
No, we're fucking gonna run into a time limit.
Yeah, we are. We got 10 minutes left in this podcast,
No,
guys.
we don't. I'm fucking upgrading. I don't give a shit. I'm done with this shit.
We're upgrading right now.
We're upgrading currently on the podcast. Because this is honestly insane. But, like, that's a hilarious idea in terms of comedy.
It's a bit odd, for sure.
No, like the comedic side of saying that, hey, guys, you kind of fucked up when you started saying
it's hilarious.
front holes instead of women.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
Like, you don't have very many cards to play anymore.
There's so many ways they messed up. They wanted to defund the police, man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't... I had a friend who... I had a friend who's a really close friend. And they actually... They were on that train of wanting to defund the police. And I was like, hey, you don't understand what that means when you live in a privileged area.
Right.
Because if you call the police, guess what? The fucking police are showing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a privilege. Yeah. There are places in this country where if you call the police, they're not coming.
Too busy.
Too dangerous.
Too dangerous.
Right? I fucking tried to call the police the other day, and it was ringing forever.
Really?
Yeah, there was a guy passed out on the side of the road, so I hung up. I came back from my walk, and he was fine, so.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, he didn't wake up. Cops didn't answer. I peaced out. I was done.
Yeah.
I left.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I did.
Interesting. Should have called the hospital.
How do you call a hospital? Can you call a hospital?
Yeah, 9111.
Is that actually true? 91111?
Yeah, try it right now.
No, I'm not going to call the hospital right now.
3 ones instead of 2. 9111.
I did not ever know that.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Try it.
No, I'm not going to try it right now.
Why?
Because I'm not going to call a hospital while we're in a podcast, Peter.
Oh, okay. We'll do a call-in. That'll be good.
Okay, we've got to take a short pause because I've got to get my credit card.
How much is it? I could keep talking, but I don't want to.
Just me. Thank you. I don't want to verify the taxis. All right. Well, in terms of, sponsorship, if someone wants to come on, sponsor this, if you could just sponsor us for $15 a month, just to pay for the Zoom, we'll run an ad. We'll run a 30-second ad for $15 a month.
It's not a bad idea.
And it'll be fun, We'll make it interesting. We've got 2 listeners, so, $15 a month. We're doing four.
Yeah.
We were doing.
Go back to your who's listening to us.
So I mean, Charlie reached out to me to talk about the suicide stuff that we talked about.
Yeah, what you say?
I don't think that we have enough differing opinions because we also had someone else talk to us about that.
Shout out Coleman. Asshole.
Shout out Coleman.
We asked him to come on, but he denied.
Yeah, well, let's be honest. He's a mountain man, and he would be a mountain man on this podcast. He would be interesting to talk to.
He'd be like this.
Yeah.
Give me more coffee.
He wouldn't say very much.
His laugh is fantastic, though.
Yeah, he's got a great laugh.
I would sit and listen to his laugh for an hour. I really would. If only he could give us real hugs, too, because he's the best hugger I know. Shout out Coleman again.
Yeah, he does give fantastic hugs. But
hugs and laughs.
Yeah.
Did anyone disagree with our sentiments?
I don't think anyone disagreed. I think me and you agreed very much in terms of what we believed about suicide, right?
Yeah.
And so in that, we didn't have to dig deep in terms of how we actually thought about it, right? Because we had no one questioning what our thoughts were, right?
Okay. So what happened? We got questioned?
Not that we got questioned. Nothing happened. It was fine. I just think that if we had someone who had differing opinions, we would have to make ours better.
Who else reached out to you?
Well, we've had a couple of people reach out to... I mean, you had someone reach out to you about not...
Not about last episode,
right.
Though.
But I've had multiple people ask my mom about our podcast.
Really?
Apparently.
Oh, man.
And then Charlie and Coleman, So there's two listeners.
There's two. All right, well, what's something we disagree on?
What is something that we disagree on? I don't know that there's a whole lot that we disagree on. We should probably not be doing a podcast together because it's just, we're starting an echo chamber, Peter. This is not a safe. This is not a safe place for people.
This is not a safe place for people.
Are you just copying what I'm saying?
Are you just copying?
Oh my God, you're a child.
Get it? It's an echo chamber. Echo, 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 echo.
What do you think we disagree on? I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that we disagree on. What are your thoughts on billionaires?
They have more money than I do.
Mm-hmm. Do you like that?
They've done things that I haven't done.
Thank you. Okay, we agree on that. Shit.
Who doesn't? Like, who says, gross, I hate billionaires?
Oh, so many fucking people.
That's stupid. They've done it. Do it then.
Yeah. The idea that billionaires are such the amount of money that $1 billion is so fucking unfathomable.
It's a lot of money.
It's so much money.
It's like $1 billion more dollars than I have.
Yeah. But there's also people, I've seen this argument a lot where people are like, well, he's just a billionaire.
Okay.
And trying to discredit their ideas, right?
Right.
However, when you're saying he's just a billionaire, specifically if you're talking about billionaires who have made their money while they've been alive,
he's just one of the most successful people in the world.
Maybe he's got really fucking good ideas. And you should shut up and listen.
But if he doesn't vote for the right party, then he's just a billionaire.
Right. Exactly.
It's like saying LeBron James is just an athlete.
He is. Right?
Well, yeah. But, never mind.
Well, continue on that. What do you mean?
like when he would make political comments, people would just say "shut up" and dribble, that kind of guy. And it's like, no, just because he's an athlete doesn't mean he's not smart about politics.
Yeah, but also
I disagreed with his politics, but
yeah. So we should definitely be in a place where you can disagree with it, and he should be able to say it. But people can't. The problem with that is that when you get to a stature like that, we've got so many drones for people that when he says something, everyone's like, oh, yes, yes, yes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's like that for a ton of people, you know?
Right.
What?
I said right, yeah.
So I thought you were getting at me.
Left, no.
But just because he's good at a sport doesn't make him, a political figure, right?
Right.
Or
unfortunately
have any good ideas in terms of politics.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean that it doesn't.
Social media gives him that platform that he might be.
Yes. So what I'm trying to say is, just because he's a really good basketball player, doesn't mean that he has good political views.
Right.
However, it also doesn't mean that he doesn't have good political views.
Right.
So there's a lot of nuance to all of this when people are talking about, oh, you're just a basketball player. Oh, you're just a billionaire. Just because you are one of those things doesn't make your views right or wrong, right. Inherently.
Right.
Whether you're actually knowledgeable on what you're talking about will make you right or wrong.
Right.
And in terms of politics, I think also right or wrong is a very fuzzy line.
Yeah, there's no such thing in politics as in terms of right or wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. And today it's very,
it's fuzzier than fuzzy wigs.
Well, the government has this really, really quality way of introducing these little things that make everybody outraged, right? And it moves the line this much closer to like a totalitarian regime, right?
Yeah.
And then everyone gets outraged and they move it back, but they don't move it back as far as it was.
Right.
Right? And then they do it again and move it past that line, and then they move it to that line. So they're always making progress towards a more, totalitarian, more socialist, more like we run you kind of government. But you don't see it because it happens in these small increments where you get angry, they move the line back but not as far, and then later on they'll do it again. So it's a constant battle. And unless you have someone in the political area like that actually comes in and says, hey, we've moved the line way too far this way, we've got to move it way back, that line's going to continue moving in that fashion. Because people in those roles just want more power. Like if you're a politician, you want to control people. Like if you grew up thinking, I want to be a politician, most likely it was because you were like, people don't like listening to me, so I'm going to force them to.
No, it's because I won my student government election when I was in 6th grade. And ever since then, I was like, I'm good at this.
Did they make fun of you because you were overweight?
No, I wasn't overweight in 6th grade. I was 7th and 8th.
So what you're saying is the stress of winning that sent you down a dark hole.
Of depression.
And
fat.
And snacks.
Fat.
Snacks. Depression, fat, and snacks. Yeah.
That's all you need in this world.
I just think that we know so little about what actually goes on inside the government. And I also think that we have no idea what we're talking about in terms of any of this. And we have no idea what we're doing on this podcast. That's also what I think.
I think we know exactly what we're doing on the podcast.
Do we? Because I don't think we've had any structure to this podcast whatsoever.
We just kind of talk. Who doesn't like listening to two white guys talk? It's Basically what
Most
everyone does
women.
every night after 5:30. Yeah.
Most women.
Well, it's what everyone does. Yeah.
Most women.
Well, it's what everyone does after 5:30 anyway. 5:30 news. White guys talk. You know.
Does anybody watch the news anymore?
You don't watch the news? How are you gonna know what the weather is the next day?
I honestly could give a shit what the weather is the next day.
See the stock market today?
I did not see the stock market today. Is it green? It's going green, baby.
Finally, I made money.
Yeah, well, that's
I'm pulling all of it out.
You are? You're gonna pull it all out?
Yep, right now. Yep.
I think that right now we're in a place where we're already in a recession currently. Like based on actual numbers. The Q1 we had negative GDP growth, right? And a recession I could be getting this wrong. Obviously fact check this, but if you have 2 quarters, yeah, that's what it is. If you have 2 quarters of negative GDP growth, that is a recession. Quarter 1, we had negative GDP growth. Quarter 2, we're probably going to have negative GDP growth, right? So we're already in a recession, or at least teetering under the line of a recession. However, I really think that we're poised because the stock market already factored all that in. You know, like something crazy, like 30% of the NASDAQ was down 70%. So all of that was already factored in that first quarter, or even before the first quarter. So we've taken a lot of that off of the table in terms of growth. So now we can hit that even steady state again, and then we can rise quickly.
You think that's what's going to happen?
I do.
I think we're all going to get absolutely massively rich?
Well, absolutely not, because that's not how it works. But we're not going to...
Everyone in the stock market?
I don't think we're going to go back into what we just had, which was like the greatest bull run in history. We had like 8 years of constant upward movement. However, I don't think that we're going into a recession like we may have thought, like what we were predicting on this podcast a couple of weeks ago, right? I think that... What?
Don't tie me into that. We weren't predicting that. You were predicting
Yeah, you were just going along with it because you had nothing to say.
That's what I do every podcast. I've said maybe 10 words this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to say is I think that we're in a really good position as a country. The one thing that could make this work is the Fed raising interest rates too aggressively now that we've already factored a lot of this in. The Fed raises its short-term benchmark rate by 0.5% point on Wednesday, the sharpest So we just raised interest rates by 0.5%.
That's why we're getting rich.
I don't think you understand what that means, Peter. Do you know what that means?
It means we get green.
No, that does not mean that we get green. It means it's harder. It's more expensive to borrow, right? So if it's more expensive to borrow, less people are interested in investing and borrowing because it's more expensive. Your return on investment is going to be lower. So as the Fed increases interest rates, it pulls money out of the markets and out of people's hands in terms of the investors. And when the investors aren't investing money, the people who would have been invested in aren't making more money. And then those people aren't employing people to make more money. So it's a trickling effect. It kind of slows the whole country down in terms of economic growth. However, they do that.
But we're going to be in the green.
Oh! Oh God, that was horrible. I was trying really hard to explain that, and I don't. You got me.
I'm in the green today. That's all that I care
Stop
about.
me in your tracks. See, this is why Peter is a terrible investor, because he cares about what happens in one day.
I'm in the green, baby. I'm in the green. I'm in the green.
I honestly haven't even looked at my portfolio in 3 weeks.
Well, you're gonna be in the green today.
Do you want me to look right now? I'll look right now.
Tesla's up 5% today.
Woo! Dude, that's actually big for me, baby. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Because in the last, okay, well, it's not gonna goddamn load. I've lost a shit ton of money in the stocks in the last 2 months, so.
Why?
Because of what I was just talking about, Peter. God damn it. Listen to what I'm saying, you motherfucker.
And you say that I'm a bad investor. I'm in the green. I'm in the green.
Hey, Peter, I'm in the green today as well.
I'm not as far in the red lifelong as you are, though.
Yeah, you are. In terms of percentage, absolutely you are. Have you made more money than you've lost?
Not yet.
Right.
Have you?
Absolutely. Like a lot more.
You got lucky with Tesla.
Yeah, I agree. I think I got lucky, but I also did a lot of research.
You got pretty lucky.
Yeah. I got lucky in terms of my timing. Yes.
Yes. And you were able to put in more money than I
Yes, I agree with that as well. However, I'm not going to discredit the research that I did in knowing that Tesla is a fucking solid company.
Yeah, you got lucky.
Okay. Everyone that doesn't do good wants to blame others.
I'm in the green.
So have you? I'm interested. Have you heard anything about Ukraine recently?
No clue what's going on. Are they still in a war?
Are they still in a war? Yes, Ukraine is still in a war. From what I've seen, things are continually getting worse.
Actually, didn't we just donate a shit ton of money?
Yeah, billions.
Like a shit ton of money.
Well, it was mostly equipment, but in the billions.
Do you know they're coming out with an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie?
I mean, so couldn't understand what we're talking about right now, right? Like, we're talking about actual physical war.
Obi-Wan
and you
Kenobi.
Bring out Obi-Wan Kenobi, huh? I mean, so disconnected.
All right.
I mean, that's kind of what I was trying to say, is no one gives a fuck, right?
We'll go back to the war.
Unfortunately, there are people dying, and innocent people.
May the 4th be with them.
And no one gives a fuck. In the middle of me saying that innocent people are dying, he says, "May the 4th be with you." What?
Oh, man.
That's
funny.
That's belligerent abuse. I mean, not at all, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Also, dating back to last week, fact checkers reported that Bill Gates owns only less than 1% of the farmland in the U.S. So
okay, but what I was saying in that?
No, but the fact checkers said that.
Also, who is your fact checker?
The fact checkers.
Oh, that's sick.
Anyway, back to the war. I'm actually interested to see what's happening. What's going on?
So I don't know that much. However, what I have heard,
It's a good start.
What I have heard is that Putin has cancer. And he is either currently or is gonna be put out for a while he gets surgery for cancer.
Okay.
So he's got Parkinson's and he's got cancer, and he actually has.
You said he has Parkinson's.
Huh?
He has Parkinson's?
Yes. But apparently they've also already set up who is next in line.
Good.
And apparently he's going to be worse. I don't know who it is exactly. Putin's. Oh yeah, this guy, Dmitry Medvedev.
Oh, he sounds like an absolute hell ring.
Dude,
he sounds like he's gonna kill everyone.
I can barely read English, so having me try and read a Russian name is it makes me seem way more autistic. Can autistic people read? I don't even know. But apparently, I think it's this guy. Yeah, he's...
Finland's about to get attacked?
Huh?
Finland's about to get attacked?
By Russia?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
Breaking news. Let's see. Yeah, so Mariupol got attacked recently. Apparently, Russia is just firing on innocent people at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I heard, Putin has pretty much said that as this keeps going along, we're just going to drop a nuke on Ukraine.
We are?
No, he is.
Russia is? Interesting.
So...
Well, that'd be interesting.
We're not... No one is legitimately trying to de-escalate the situation.
I feel like it should probably be tried to de-escalate it. That wasn't English.
Yeah. Well, and
I feel like someone should try and calm it down.
Yeah, and that should be our fucking president.
What is Biden up to these days?
Dude, Biden is, I don't know, trying to get reelected. He's trying, dude, you know what he's trying to do? Is he's trying to get rid of the first $10,000 of student loan debt.
Why?
That's a great question.
Student loans will go away if we all get nuked.
Yeah, student loans aren't going to matter if we get nuked. That's true. That's true.
People are focused on the wrong damn things.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
No, people aren't focused on the right things.
No, I read this article title. It says, Putin boasts military might with animation of Florida nuke strike.
Florida?
A Florida nuke strike.
Like Florida?
There you go, Peter. Florida.
The state?
Yeah, the state.
Actually?
Apparently. Oh, this is the worst animation.
Can you share your screen or something?
Yeah, let's see.
Gosh, I'm just sitting here watching you watch something. That's from Minecraft. That's not real.
He also criticized U.S. nuclear strategy, saying parts of it are of great concern. Oh, Putin is running for re-election in mid-March.
Dude, this is from March 2nd, 2018.
Dude, I'm so good at this.
What? Oh my gosh.
Well, that doesn't matter. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's why I'm the fact checker.
I just heard that, and it's probably completely...
You heard what? You're not speaking English. You're just randomly saying something.
Yeah, I do feel like I'm kind of just speaking words randomly. I heard that he said that he was going to nuke Ukraine. But that was just like secondhand.
Who'd you hear that from? Johnny on the corner?
Pretty much. I mean, good fucking God. I mean, I'm useless when it comes... I shouldn't do any research when we're mid a podcast because I can't even type when I'm thinking about typing.
Why is Kamala Harris blaming the Republicans for Roe v. Wade? Isn't the Supreme Court a left?
No, I think the Supreme Court is right now.
But Senate and House and office is left?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not honestly sure, but it seems like it's probably leaning right if
if they're going to overturn Roe v. Wade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that we don't know what we're talking about. It seems crazy that they're overturning Roe v. Wade. I mean, didn't you read that and you're like, what?
Well, no, they've threatened it. They've threatened it so many times.
Have they really?
Yeah. Well, there's so many times of like, oh, if this person gets elected, they're gonna overturn Roe v. Wade. Da, da, da.
Wait, no, that's the left saying that if this person gets elected, Roe v. Wade is going to get overturned, right?
Yeah, and now the person's been elected, so now Roe v. Wade's getting overturned. I guess they were right.
Oh, yeah, because didn't Trump put this person in?
He probably did. Trying to figure out what Roe v. Wade actually means. What it actually says.
I don't think we have the time and or the patience to do that while we're on a podcast.
Just you keep talking.
Well, I'm not great at talking to myself.
Well, I'm still listening.
Yeah,
I'm
but
still
you're kind
back.
of not listening.
I am listening. Wow, you suck at this.
Dude, Peter, I talk the whole podcast and you add in, yeah.
Right, actually. Right is usually my
It's
my
right
statement.
and then yeah. So, let's calm it down. And I did panic a little bit. Let's be honest. What
So all it does is protects a woman's liberty to choose to have an abortion without excessive government restriction. So you can still have an abortion legally.
Yeah.
There's just going to be government restrictions.
Well, maybe they're overturning it and making more, they're giving more clarity to it.
Yeah, because that's very... Choose to have an abortion without excessive government restriction.
Oh, my God.
That was excessive.
I tried to back away from the mic, but... Yeah, maybe they're going to give more details into, what you said. If there is a situation where someone is assaulted and then they're impregnated, then that would be illegal. Or maybe after the first trimester, it's not legal, right?
Yeah, that's already the law.
What? No, it isn't. Is it?
I'm pretty sure it's already the law that you can't have an abortion after the first trimester.
I don't believe that that's true. We need someone else that does the research for us so that we can just continue talking.
Like Joe Rogan?
Yeah. You know what else I was thinking about? No, Joe, he's not going to do the research. We need a Jamie.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. So each of us needs to find 2 clips from the podcast that we like, and so that we can.
I'm too busy.
Oh, shut your fat mouth, Peter. You can say that all you want, but you have enough time to skim through the podcast and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember this part."
I'm in graduate school. All right.
Are you actually in graduate school?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, so you're not, right?
No. I'm in what's called
you said that you're in graduate school and then you're not.
I'm in what's called an active life professional education program.
Oh, wait. Is that graduate school?
All right.
Saying that you're in graduate school and then not being in graduate school is hilarious. That's like honestly, that's like me. It's like me when I talk with people and I'm like, oh yeah, I got these things that I'm working on. And it's like, oh, nice. That's cool.
You can only get an abortion later than 24 weeks in rare cases for medical reasons.
24 weeks, Peter. That's so long.
How long is a pregnancy? 32? 36? 40?
No, it's only 9 months, which is... The hell's 9 times 4?
It's 12 minus 52, 40 weeks. So that's less than half. More than half. Just over half.
Well... Yeah, I'm wrong, I guess. I don't know, but that's not the first trimester. That's halfway through the second trimester. And is that based on the state, or is that based on...
I don't know.
I don't know why we try and do any research, because when do we know if it's legitimate or not?
Also, if you just Google abortion right now, anything that pops up is Roe v. Wade's getting overturned, Roe v. Wade's getting overturned.
Yeah, and it seems like factual, because it was just leaked, no one actually knows whether it's overturned or not.
It's definitely not overturned yet.
Right? So I understand the people freaking out about it, but I also think, what if someone was just like... What if someone in there just misheard?
No, the Supreme Court justice literally came out and confirmed it.
Peter, shut up, dude.
What?
Oh, my idea was so much more fun.
Well, it's stupid because it's not real.
No, it's not
true.
Stupid, Peter. Comedy isn't real.
Comedy is real.
Some of it is.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's not. It's a lot of jokes. It's just like fake scenarios, right?
Dude, you're a joke.
I am a joke. Let's be honest. This is a fucking joke.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 14 in. You'd think we'd have a fucking little bit of a grasp on what we're doing in this stupid...
Have we talked about really anything in the last 20 minutes?
I don't know what we've talked about. I don't know what we're doing on here.
Like, I know we talked about abortion. Like, that was a pretty good conversation. And then after that, we talked about... You never finished your topic on Russia and how it was going to nuke Ukraine. It turned into, I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere that they're going to nuke Ukraine.
Well, let's be honest. That's because you're not reacting whatsoever to what I'm saying.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
So you do admit that this whole podcast is built off of my reactions. I like it.
I think any conversation is built off of the other person reacting.
Thank you.
All right, Peter. Here. You have the floor. Talk to the people for 5 minutes.
No. You just said that it was based off my reactions, so you have to talk, and then I react.
And I have to react when you say things, too, because that's how a fucking conversation works, Peter.
No. This is a 1.5 way conversation.
A 1.5 way? I have to put in 1 and you put in 0.5?
Yeah, so I just react.
Oh my God, you're like the worst co-host. Peter is the one that wanted to start this podcast after I told him years ago that we should start a podcast. However, I do think he was much smarter on the timing. However, also, if we had been doing it for those years, we would be much better at this, probably. But also, he said that he wants to do this, and then I text him, hey, do you want to do a podcast at 1:30? And you know what I get back? Sure.
Is this where I react now?
No, Peter.
Oh, okay.
I'm letting everybody else react because Peter doesn't care about this podcast.
I absolutely do.
No, you don't. You've proved it.
I'm just a little tired today, Devin.
Everybody's tired always, Peter.
I'm a little more tired than I have been.
I respect that, and so am I. So
yeah. So up at 4:30 this morning. Went to bed at like 9:30. Not enough sleep.
Yeah, that's
busy day.
It's almost enough.
Yeah, busy day. You can see it in my eyes. They just look a little droopy.
No, you just look dead inside, if we're being honest.
I am dead inside, all right?
So Finland is trying to get into NATO.
Yeah, I did see that, and they have bunkers built.
Yeah, and they're holding war drills alongside the U.S. soldiers ahead of NATO application.
I wonder if we have bunkers built.
Peter, we literally have our hands in every goddamn country except for like China and Russia.
What's that supposed to mean?
Like we have war bases in every single one of like pretty much every country on the planet.
Okay, what's that supposed to mean? That doesn't answer the question of whether or not we have bunkers.
Like what kind of bunkers? What do you mean?
Nuke bunkers. Nuclear bunkers.
I mean, what kind of question is that? Of course we do. Where else are we going to store our nukes? Out in the open?
No, for humans, if we get nuked.
Oh, bunkers for us to get in?
Oh my gosh, it's hard to have a reaction with a damn doorknob.
What? Are you... I mean, you're like an obtuse triangle.
Okay, doesn't matter what kind of triangle I'm in. Anyway, yes.
You're so boring.
Do we...
I mean, fucking kind of try and make a joke.
Do we...
No, we don't have fucking bunkers for us to get in because we have the biggest goddamn country. Where the fuck are we going to put them? You think we have 50 of them in every goddamn state?
That'd probably be enough.
We have a bunker for all of the important people. And then if you're rich enough or if you're crazy enough, you've built your own bunker. And then in other terms, the rest of us are dead.
You think we're still going to have a nuclear war?
No.
You don't?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I think we might. I think it's a possibility. I just don't know. Like, it's the same thing as a fucking war, right? Like, there are people dying over there, but what am I supposed to do about it? I can't go around worrying whether we're going to go into nuclear war all day. I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing. And then if one day I feel some shit on my body and I start puking, I know it's the end, right?
May the fourth be with you.
No, I mean, no. No. Because it's not happening today. Yeah, oh, God, dude. When I said that, my heart sank. I almost vomited right there. Because I was like, fuck, what if it happens today?
Yeah.
We didn't even get to 15 podcasts.
We'll get there next week.
Yeah. Well, I think we need to do this more often.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I think we should start bringing other people on. However, I think we should sit down and talk about actually how we want to structure these podcasts. Okay. Like, we have to kind of have a better flow. of what we're doing.
Can I share my screen?
Yeah, you can share your screen.
How do I share my screen?
I mean...
Oh, share screen.
A goddamn doorknob.
Host disabled participant screen sharing. You disabled my participants. You disabled my screen sharing?
Probably because no one needs to see what you're... Okay, you should be able to do it now.
Thank you. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your schedule, Peter.
When would you like to meet?
We're going to do this in the middle of the fucking podcast. Oh my God.
It's a busy schedule.
I mean, it's kind of busy. I love how you scheduled in your haircut.
Gotta remember the haircut.
And your cryo method.
Oh, that felt so good today. Except I only saunaed.
Dude, you should have been on your game today if you did that.
No, I got tired afterwards. Because I didn't cryo. I had just saunaed, so I made me tired.
Yeah, big mistake. When do I want to do what?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Just gave up so easy.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, it doesn't matter. And that's what it is.
Doesn't matter.
There's not much that matters, right? I was talking with Charlie today, and I was thinking about some of the stuff that I'm doing, right? And I've got lots of big plans and big ideas that I'm working on currently, and none of them matter.
It's beautiful.
They're all just ideas, and they're all just little things that will happen or won't happen, and that's what they'll be.
Probably, yeah.
They might impact a few people's lives, but on the mass scale of things, they're not going to have a big, they're not going to do very much. And that's okay. And I'm going to die. And that's going to be super.
It's deep.
It's going to be a gift,
Deep.
to pass away. So we've been going for an hour and 12 minutes, and I'm going to be honest, I think that we've accomplished almost nothing in terms of what we talked about.
We covered Roe v. Wade. It's pretty good.
Yeah, but we didn't even, last week we really got into suicide.
Well, that's because I gave my whole opinion, and you're like, yeah, I agree.
I mean, that's the most wrong thing that you've said on this podcast.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
I mean, the more and more I do this with you, the less I want to.
Well, that hurts.
I'm just kidding. I'm joking about
feelings
that.
Stabbed.
I know. I do enjoy talking with you once a week. It's nice, but I also get frustrated because I think that we don't really know what we're doing here, and that's okay. But it frustrates me still.
I'm definitely no Joe Rogan, that's for sure.
Well, and Joe Rogan wasn't Joe Rogan before he was Joe Rogan.
Right. And he said himself that his podcast started as a way to talk to his friends.
Right.
So just be patient. It'll come to us. All right?
Who do we care about that we want to talk to on this podcast that are our friends? I've got one guy that I'm bringing on.
I don't have any friends.
Dylan. He's going to be on here soon, but it's just, this is why it's much better to have a co-host that you can continually talk to. Like me and you we can continue to have a podcast whether or not we have another guest, right?
Right.
But if it was just me and one other person, it would be fucking so hard to get people on here. Random another person all the time. Because I tried that and it's just not, it's so hard. Scheduling and everything.
Yeah.
We could probably talk to the owner of United.
Peter Trevisani.
Peter Trevisani.
And talking about what?
I don't know. Peter, what do you talk to an owner of a soccer club about?
Why he didn't sign me.
Great question.
Who's their goalkeeper now?
It's what's his name again? He came back.
DeSantis or whatever.
DeSantis.
Tasmakis.
DeSantis. Oh.
Tasmakis.
No, what was his name? I don't even know what his name. I don't know what his name is.
Who's their backup? Isn't it Ford?
Yeah, but he's that guy that you didn't like so much.
Tambakis.
No, not that guy. The other guy that was there before him.
He's at New York City.
No, he came back.
Cody?
Yes,
Mizell?
Cody Mizell.
He's back?
He's back.
Wow. Why? No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Oh, my Lord.
My gosh. I wonder if he got loaned back.
I think a lot of people realize, I was thinking about this the other day. At the United, one of the hardest things, I'm sure, for like a USL team is that unless the owners are financially ready to fucking put in a shit ton of money, there's no possibility for promotion.
Right.
Right? So even if you win the league, you don't get promoted into the MLS or the MLS 2 or whatever it is.
Right.
So when you have a team like that and you're not, like, you can't pitch a vision of being in the MLS because of the quality of the squad.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you were in Europe and you're on like a 4th division team and you're like, if we continually have like a solid ass squad, we could be in the Prem. Right. But you can't do that in the U.S. And that's one of the biggest downfalls to U.S. soccer is you have to have like it's something ridiculous. It's like a $200 million buy-in.
300.
300?
I think so.
Right. So USL is like 20 million.
Yeah.
And then MLS is fucking 300 million.
Right. Crazy.
Peter, we talked about this.
What?
Put it away. They're not ready yet. Unless they're going to give us $14 a month. Dude, honestly, I need you to send an email to someone at Slate and say, please pay for our Zoom costs.
They'll pay.
So,
my people will talk to their people.
Shut up about my people. And by your people,
pay.
you mean Salifu?
No, they'll pay.
We have a friend who's actually sponsored by Slate.
I am too.
I don't know why. No, I mean, Peter, good God. You can't.
What?
If you're sponsored by Slate and you're not giving me the money for producing this podcast, fuck you.
Who said it was for the podcast?
What? Well, then you shouldn't. I'm going to blur it out. And I'm going to bleep it out.
No, you
because won't. I'm paying for this podcast.
So am I.
No.
Time.
Oh, shut your mouth about your time and energy. You're 24.
24.
I said it. Stop. That's so annoying. And right in the middle when I was on a roll about something.
I know. But it's time to wrap it up anyway. So.
Is it?
Yes.
Dude, we could go for another 40.
I can't.
Why not?
Because I have to work.
What do you got to do?
I got to go do real stuff.
Like what?
You saw my schedule.
Yeah. Kind of looked iffy, if I'm being honest.
I got to post on Instagram, actually.
Yeah, dude, your Instagrams have been popping. Mm-hmm. How's it been going? How do you feel about it? Are you using Canva?
Yeah.
I knew it.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. No, it's looking pretty good. Are you enjoying it? Too.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's difficult.
It sucks.
Yeah, you don't feel it doesn't give you very much satisfaction because
no, I just do it because I have to.
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah, I
just
have to continue to come up with new topics. Once I figure out what topic I'm going to do, then it's easy.
Right, and you're not a hot chick with a big butt, so you can't just post a new picture.
Excuse me.
You have a redonk, but you.
I do have a badonk. I should just start posting my badonk.
Oh my god, please do. Oh my god, dude, you would grow so much faster, I think. Dude, there's a topic right there, dude. Make a reel about your badonk. And just all these different situations, dude. That's going to pop off. That would be hilarious. You got to make it funny. Come on. There's a lot of information. You're shoving a lot of information in people's faces, and I love it. It's great. People want to learn about that stuff. But every once in a while, people want to see a ridic badonk.
Maybe I'll just do like a fun week.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, dude. I'm spitting logic.
We'll see.
See, that's what I'm saying, dude. I was coming up with a funny topic, and you just say, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
You're just upset that my Instagram's popping off before your Instagrams.
Okay. Yes, a little bit, but also...
Oh, did I hit a sensitive subject?
I'm not posting on Instagram. Dude, when I was posting back in the day, it was booming.
It took me 4 reels to get to 12.
Hey, guess what? I didn't have reels. It didn't work that way when I was posting.
Well, maybe you should have...
Back when I was in high school. And I'm thinking about getting back into the game. And you better be scared, because it's going to pop off. And then we'll grow together.
I guess we'll see.
Huh?
I guess we'll see. I guess. There's only one way to find out.
It takes, like you're talking about, it takes a lot of fucking energy to come up with ideas.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
I'm posting 3 times a week at least.
That's respect. That's a good output ratio.
And a lot on my stories too.
Well, a little bit on your stories.
Yeah.
Mostly like sharing other people's stories.
It's dope.
Huh?
It's dope.
I agree. I'm not saying it's not dope, but like, how much effort does that take?
Very much.
Questionable. Okay. Well, I guess Peter's done with this podcast, so we're going to end it. Thank you guys for listening. If you're here, like, subscribe, and please share. You know, if you've made it this far, you should share the podcast because...
Dude, if you've made it this far, go get a damn therapist and get some time.
No, if you've made it this far...
Get your time back.
If you've made it this far, you're like a hardcore fan. And that's what it is. So as soon as we drop merch, you're buying all of it. And as soon as...
We're dropping merch?
Well, one day. And as soon as, as soon as these come out, you're going to share it before you listen to it because you love us, right? You're going to like it before you listen. You're going to subscribe. And you're going to...
Do we actually have people that listen regularly? Can you tell?
I think that when you're in the 1 to 4 downloads a week, the analytics aren't really great.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. But we are getting one a week.
No, I mean, this last week was our best week so far. Let's see. Let me look really quick.
See that guy that just posted yawn on one of our things?
Yeah, dude, he can honestly go suck on a yawn. We had 14 downloads this week. That's 2 a day, Peter.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
You've done well.
That's pretty good. So, if we just continue with that pace, by this time next year, we'll have 140 downloads.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
So makes me want to just off myself with a wooden spoon.
Not bad at all.
But since we've started, we've had about 60 downloads.
Okay.
And so that's just on Spotify and all those other areas.
Right.
Got lots of people doing Apple Podcasts. We've got 32 on Apple, 20 on Spotify, 5 on others, and 3 on Google Chrome. I didn't even know you could download them from Google Chrome.
You're right. That's kind of cool.
But Dude, we got daily listeners, my bro. User retention. Yeah, well, I mean, if we're being honest, no one's listening very long.
Why?
Because our retention rate is like 5 minutes, you know?
Actually?
Yeah.
Nice.
Which means a lot of people are starting it and listening to 30 seconds and then quitting. And then there's one person who's listening to the whole thing.
Respect.
So, but this is a time game, and we've got a little, we're figuring it out. We're having fun. And like, who gives a shit if we don't get any downloads? We're just fucking around. Right? Right, Peter?
Thanks for listening.
Right, Peter?
Yep. I'm turning mine off.
Yeah, goodbye. Thank you.